And at the end, he closed it off with a word. And then people started talking. The buzz was, you know what? This is a man that's following. He's struggling with God and Satan.
Yeah. That's a good point. Is struggling.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And you make a good point, because that was the thing that I think the club did for me. I didn't find God in the church. God found me.
Amen.
In the club. So what that means is he's willing to go anywhere that I was to save me. Mm-hmm. So we, in turn, need to do the exact same thing, which is completely...
Meet them where they are. Meet
That's
them
right.
where they are. I use that term all the time.
Mm-hmm. Also, you said that God found you.
Right.
In the club.
Right, he did.
But God find those that he know are willing and that will adhere to his word. Mm-hmm. And then those are the people he go and grab. Mm-hmm. Not that he can't grab everybody, but there's a struggle.
My sheep hear my voice. That's the
my sheep hear
my voice. And that was the thing that I heard in my ear when I was sitting on that stage, when I was playing on that stage. Literally, he said, "Look out, and what do you see?" It says, "My sheep hear my voice," and they didn't look like what I thought they were going to look like. None of them looked like church members. None of them they were all these people that didn't look like they would ever step in a church.
The pastor, like beating his wife.
Right.
You got the pastor messing with the deacon or the
whatever,
women or whatever, the secretary, whatever.
Kirk Kennedy. Let me just say that in the club.
Yeah, I was.
I was found in the street.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it came from. I just knew that one day I was driving. I had my own car. I got big woofers in the back, and I'm driving down the street and I see a church. I turn my music off.
Oh yeah, I'm friends that do that all the time.
And people used to always want, like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, why you do that?
Church, man, God's house, And I'm saying that to say that I didn't know where I was going to end up at. I just know I respected him.
Yes.
And because I showed respect. If anybody don't believe me, I challenged them. If you can just step out and say, you know what, I'm going to put God to the test. Yes. I'm going to respect things about God and watch what he do for you. Watch what he do. Because I didn't care about him. I was still in the street hard. But I respected him. I respected his institutions. I respected his buildings, his people.
And you draw closer to him, you'll begin to see people differently. You see things, situations, people, like you said, the sheep, the wolves, all the goat. They all begin to they all are loved and, like you said, worthy, valued, loved, and worthy. Every single one of them.
And one thing I would also close with this. God is patient. He's very, very patient. He's not someone that's going to rush you. So if you don't believe him when you don't see the change, you have to just trust it, because he's a patient person. He's always a strategic player, putting things in place to make your transition easy. It's hard going through your transition, but it's easy for him because he wants everything to be perfect. I lost some things, but I gained more afterwards.
Yes.
And so some people don't want to lose things. And then they be like, man, that's not God. But God is a person that's going to reward you. He just needs to see, what do you really care about? If it's material stuff, then you're going to fall back and go back to what you've been doing. But if you like, Lord, I don't care about that, I just care about you, then he's going to continue to make things happen for you. And it may come at the price of losing things.
Deep.
And just as you get closer, you begin to know his heart. I mean, that's just pretty much it. You get closer and closer. And I think a lot of the times we feel like Christians are these perfect, super elite. No, man, they're the guy in the club that are, I want to come out here, I want to have a good time, but God, I'm struggling with hanging out with and drinking and smoking like I shouldn't. I love you, and I'm getting closer to you, but God, I'm struggling. So we don't want to talk to him, because he doesn't look like, Jane Doe, or Bob, whatever they go, John Doe. So anyway, where are our friends?
So here's the thing that I think is the take home message, and the take home message is that we were those people.
Yes,
and don't forget that we were those people,
and still fight against some of those things.
And because of that, we need to be compassionate to those people. Just like God was compassionate to us. So until next time, let's love one another.
The Conversations from the Cave show is brought to you by the Alabama Cornea Care Center, Northern Alabama's first irregular cornea, keratoconus, and scleral lens referral center, specializing in the management of degenerative cornea disease and complications resulting from refractive surgery. The Alabama Cornea Care Center, helping patients see the light of the world. Conversations from the Cave is a copywritten production of the Provox Media Group, creators of positive, inspirational media for businesses and nonprofit organizations around the world. For more information, visit Provox Media Group at provoxmediagroup.com or call 256-361-9127. The views expressed are those of the panelists and not necessarily those of the Provox Media Group or its sponsors. Join us next time for more real talk from real men. Conversations from the Cave.